Good morning, my viewers and learners all over the world. This is your regular host, Valentine. Today, we'll be talking about Pythagoras theorem. As we can see from the slide, there are loads of information to assimilate here on the slide. But for a quick summary, first thing first, we'll say Pythagoras theorem. You can see this Pythagoras theorem. Before I forget, Pythagoras theorem is a name of those early mathematicians that has lived in the long ago. And Pythagoras is someone that formed this theorem. What it simply says is Pythagoras theoretically means that the square on the hypotenuse is also known as the longest side. Yeah. So it's saying the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the addition of the squares of the two other sides. I repeat, theoretically, what this simply means is the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the addition of the squares of the two other sides. The question you ask is, what is the hypotenuse? For the sake of my other learners, or for the sake of my learners that will struggle on this, I don't want you to fidget or worry about those names. Okay, let me spell it. This is hypotenuse, hypotenuse, hypotenuse. So I don't want my learners to fidget about this name or to be carried away about this name. So it doesn't matter. Knowing the name to pass exam does not really matter. So what you just need to know is just know that the hypotenuse is the longer side of the right angle triangle. This is the longest side. Or put in other words, is that side that's opposite the right angle symbol. This is the right angle, which is angle 90. This longest side is that side that's opposite the angle 90 symbol. And remember, solving Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is used in solving problems on right angle triangles. It's constant, it's specific. Problems on right angle triangle, we use Pythagoras theorem to solve it. And it's only used to get the sides, any of each of the sides. And there are three processes you need to know. So the three processes has been shortened and as the acronym S, you can see it here, SAS. First step is you need to square. You can see first step means you need to square, which is this. The second step says you add the two other sides. You add the two other sides if you are looking for the longest side. You add these two other sides if you are looking for the longest side. If you are looking for the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. If you are looking for this longest side, you add the two short sides. But if you are looking for one of the short sides, if you are looking for one of the short sides, you subtract the longest side from, you subtract the longest, you subtract the longest side minus one of the short side. You can see it here. You subtract the longest side minus one of the short sides to get the missing short side. Then finally, whatever you get, you find the square root. Yes, you appreciate this more once we are looking at class exercises. So let's move on to the next slide. You can see this is an example. This is an example to find the longest side. The longest side that faces the right angle or angle 90 symbol. You can see the longest side. So the first step is you square. You can see a squared, this is one of the short side. So 5 squared is equal to 25. Then 12 squared is equal to 144. Because we are finding this long side, we need to add these two sides. So we needed to add them both. So 25 plus 144 will give us 169. So the last step, you find the square root. You find the square root of 169 is equal to 13. So the answer to the longest side here is 13. You can see this is sensible enough. At least the longest side is 13. Definitely 13 should be greater than 12 and 5. Meaning 13 is the longest side, which is greater than 12 and 5. So let's move on to the next slide and see what we have. This is another example. In this case, we are trying to get one of the short sides. As mentioned earlier, we are trying to get one of the short sides. So what you just need to do, you follow the same process, but this time around you will be subtracting. So the first step will square. So you can see the square root of 3 squared is 9. Square root of 6 squared is 36. You square here, square this. But this time around, you subtract because we are looking for one of the short sides. We are looking for one of the short sides. So we are subtracting. So that will be 36 being the longest side minus 9 will give us 27. So then we'll find the square root of 27, which is 5.196. So we are told to approximate to one decimal place. Remember with how to approximate to one decimal place. You count after the decimal point. You count this one. You pause. Then you look at the next available number. The rule states if the next available number is 0 to 4, you round down. But if it is between 5 to 9, you round up. So in this case, this is 9. It falls within here, so you round up. That would be 5.2 meter. So let's see what we have on the class activity slide. So this is what we have. I believe this number is a little bit straightforward. If you can painstakingly look at the previous slides, we'll be able to solve this. It's straightforward and this. So I just want to look at this. Let us look at one of these questions because this is a more theoretical one and it's trying to help us to demonstrate our ability to interpret worded form, to interpret it, draw the to interpret this worded form by drawing the shape and solving it. So for the sake of time, so I will be looking at this number and I will encourage my learners to have a go at this. I believe this is straightforward. This is straightforward. This is straightforward. And this is a little bit, how will I say, I would like my learners to challenge themselves. Question number 12 is a little bit challenging, so that's what I want my learners to have a go at. But at least once you can attempt this, and this one, this you can have a go at number 12. Then we'll talk about number 11. As usual, once you've done that, you move on to the answer slide to cross-check your answer. So let's have a go on question 11. The first statement says a ship leaves point A. So let's draw this. This is our point A. A ship leaves point A and sails 3.7 kilometer due north. Remember our cardinal points. This is north, south, west, east. So due north, we are moving upwards. We are moving upwards. We are told it's 3.7 kilometer. This is 3.7 kilometer. The ship then sails for 2.4 kilometer due east. Due east, we are taking this way. Due east. This due is 2.4. 2.4 kilometer. Due is to reach point B. So this is point B. The question says, calculate the shortest distance between point A and point B. Give your answer correct to one decimal place. Give your answer and correct to one decimal place. So the shortest distance will go from here to here. So invariably you can see we formed a shape of a right angle. So this will be this, and this is the longest side. In other words, so you can call this, let's call this longest side, let's call the missing value 1. So to solve this, that will be y squared is equal to, so we are looking for the longest side. So what we just need to do is to square the two other short sides, then add them both. So our y squared is equal to 3.7 squared plus 2.4 squared. So our y squared is equal to 3.7 squared is the same thing as 13.69 plus 2.4 squared is 5.76. So our y squared is equal to, you add those two both, 13.69 plus 5.76 is the same thing as 19.45. 19.45. Then we'll take square root to both sides. Once you take square root to both sides, this 19.45. The value for our y will be equal to 4.41. And the final statement of the answer says, give your answer correct to one decimal place. So we'll count 1. This is not up to, this is between 0 to 4, we round down. So our final answer becomes 4.4 kilometer. So this is the correct answer. I want my learners or those having the revision to have a go on these other questions. And if you've finished, you move on to the next slide to cross-check your answer. You can see we are correct. So the whole idea is you just need to keep practicing. As we approach, we have less than 18 to 17 days to the exams proper. As we approach the exam day, please, I will encourage my learners to keep practicing, and keep asking questions. Anything you struggle with, you can always drop your concerns on my comment section, and I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. And this is your regular host, Valentine. See you in the next session. Bye.